Now, we're not there just yet, but we're getting there. Charlemagne spent more than 30 years conquering the tribes of the Saxons. We'll talk about them again a little bit later. He sets up a series of buffer states called marks or provinces. Very wise in this. This is not the last time that this would happen. What he is essentially doing is in these marks, you are to be an early warning system, a buffer zone. The colony of Georgia was set up for that purpose in mind. If the Indians attacked from northern Florida, South Carolinians would have a warning system because they would hear everyone in Georgia crying, all right, screaming. They would be attacked. Charlemagne's going to surround his empire with these marks, these buffer zones, and that is there for that very purpose. These buffer areas in case an enemy were to attack. We see the italicized phrase, Charlemagne's empire, and Jeremy, this was the question that you had on the homework. Charlemagne's empire was the largest in the West since the Roman Empire of the AD 300. We see almost this resurgence, this resurrection of that Roman Empire. In many cases, much more powerful than the original Roman Empire because now they are associating with it the power and conviction that comes with religion through the Roman Church. So let's go ahead and talk about his Christian empire. This man that will kill 4,500 rebels who surrendered. Defeated people are often received the choice of death or public profession of Romanism. Convert or be conquered. You think a lot of people converted to Romanism? Entire towns did. Entire cities. Yes, we are converted. We are followers of Romanism. Charlemagne was called leader of the Christian people. He was given the title defender of the churches of Christ. And again, his empire was even labeled a Christian empire. Now, I need someone to be the Pope for just a moment, if we could. Let's have Sean come up here, all right? Sean, you will be our Pope. No, just come on up. You don't even need a microphone or anything. The year is 800. It's Christmas Day. That's nice, isn't it? This is the day you may remember that one of your popes a long time ago, well, didn't crown, but oversaw perhaps the baptism of Clovis. And here we are, December 25th. The year is 800. And we're just sitting in the Mass, Pope Sean, right? And we're singing, Silent Night. Although that song had not been written by Martin Luther just yet. Just go with it, okay? And so we're just participating in, oh, look, over here, there's a very large crown. Huh, that's odd. Jameer, do you have a question? Oh, okay. Jameer's looking for it. I don't see it. All right, so there's the golden crown. And just at some point during the service, Pope, you walk over to it. Wait, do it slow to add your drama to it. Okay, go ahead. Okay, now for a second. Look at your hands. Look how small this crown is. All right? It's going on my head. There we go. All right? There we go. And he brings it to me, and wait. Everyone sees him, and then they look at me. And I'm over here going, I wonder what he is going to do. I'm so shocked. You know what he did? He planned his own surprise birthday party. Okay? That's what it is. Thank you, Pope. All right, we have a seat. Supposedly, he was shocked that the Pope crowned him. Now, first of all, Charlemagne, I thought he was already king. Then what's this crowning that he's talking about? Why does he need to be crowned if he is already the king? Yes?
He crowned him emperor of all of the Romans instead of
Holy Roman Empire. There you go. That was it. Now he's not just a king. Anybody can be king. Now he is emperor. And you see the title given to him, Charles Augustus, Emperor of the Romans. Augustus. Just watching this, you're thinking of where we've heard that word before, with Octavian, with the title of the emperors. You see it beginning to happen, okay, in its early stages. Again, the resurrection of that. Now, you've got two men that are never, ever wrong, according to these two men. You've got the Pope, and you've got the King. And all of that is fine and dandy until we come to the one day when the Pope and the King begin to disagree. So what power does the Pope have? The Pope would threaten to excommunicate you, means to cut off. Well, the King may threaten to bring in the military. That's a very real, visible threat. The other one is a very real, to some people, eternal threat. What would happen? Well, we'll have to see how this plays out, as both claimed supreme authority in all areas of human affairs, both sacred and secular. Charlemagne himself did run an efficient system of government. He had his capital at Aix-les-Chapelle in western Germany, and he sent out what was called Missae Dominici. Okay, Missae Dominici, or the King's Envoy, was here in what I like to refer to as QC, quality control. That's a business term there. Let's just make sure that the quality that we are producing is under control and that it is of superior quality. So what the King's Envoy was a special group of three people. It consisted of a bishop and two nobles. Okay? So we will have a bishop and two nobles will go out and they will go to various areas. And let's say that they approach this area over here and they're talking to Arya. Arya, everything going okay in this part of our empire? And Arya goes, oh, everything's going good. And then she would go, well, there's this one thing. Tanner. Okay? Tanner is ruling over us and he's not being very nice. Oh, really? Tanner's not being very nice, is he? No, he's not. And then we would ask. Now, if she said he's not being nice because he collects taxes, well, he's supposed to collect taxes. That's his job. But if she said, he's being unjust in several things, then the King's Envoy would sit down and talk about it. And if we had to, we would bring discipline matters upon Tanner. It made the people feel like there was justice. Now, could you see how the possibility of corruption existed in this system? I want you to think like a corrupt person right now. Many of you are smiling. That scares me. How might corruption exist? Sean, your hand went up awfully quick. That scares me.
If you and your buddies are the envoys, and then like the people who rule the different little areas are your buddies too, then y'all can have your little scheme together, get rich, and...
That's right, okay? That's a lot of buddies there, Sean. Yes. If Tanner and I are good friends, Tanner meets me at the gate and gives... we don't even have to be good friends. He could pay me, right? Hey, listen, you're going to come in, you're going to check out this area. Everything's fine, but there's this one wacko named Arya, and I got a feeling she's going to complain about me, so here's some shekels of gold to make sure it never happened. Oh, okay. So now we're walking. Clang, clang, clang. Gold falling out of our pockets. Arya, how's everything going? Oh, going pretty good. But there's this guy named Tanner. Yeah. Really? Well, what do you do? Yeah, he burned my house down. And I look at Arya and I go, with my gold in my hands, Arya, get over it. Right? Go do another one. Yeah, corruption could exist. So Charlemagne sets up some systems here. He says, first of all, no one on the King's Envoy is going to be able to go into a town that they are from. Kind of makes sense. There's biasness there. on top of that, he's going to make sure that no two people and envoys serve together for more than 1 year. You get comfortable with someone, and then you can start, as Sean said, scheming with your buddies. Okay, so mix it up. These were good. Charlemagne's going to be concerned about education as well. It's interesting that this man would be above reproach in his character and yet kill innocent people. Well, I say innocent people. They were rebels, but the idea is that they were unarmed. But Charlemagne had a genuine interest in learning. In 1789, 11 years before being crowned Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire, he issued this royal decree: let every monastery and every abbey, and I believe you asked, or Esther asked in our last lesson about what an abbey was, so there we see that term. Every monastery and every abbey have its school, look at this, where boys may be taught. Sorry, ladies. Where boys may be taught the Psalms, singing, arithmetic, and grammar. Let the books that are given them be free from faults. We want them to be taught the right things. Of course, we know in the areas of religion concerning the church they would not be. And let care be taken that the boys do not spoil them either when reading or writing. He was concerned about his education himself. He would bring in some of the most learned men of the day, such as Alcuin, a respected scholar from Britain. And your book says that he would sit in some of the classes in the palace. The Holy Roman Emperor would. Now, how is that? You're in class, and the teacher goes, "Oh, all right, boys and girls, we have a new student with us today, Charlemagne, Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. Go ahead and have a seat." All right? And it's going to be a little weird. I mean, raise your hand. Teacher, the Emperor keeps tapping my desk. Could you make him stop, please? No. The Emperor leaned up, "Dude, I need to borrow some paper." Just take my notebook. But he was concerned. He wanted to sit in on some classes. He learned to read and speak Latin, and in his later years worked diligently, although with very limited success, at learning to write. The Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire could barely write. It's interesting that we talk about writing because to promote a better education, the clergy encouraged the preservation of classical manuscripts and copies. So much so that the Anglo-Saxon and Irish scholars were imported to preserve and correct the manuscripts. That's not to correct the Bible, but to correct other manuscripts, replaced the old cursive scripts with a more legible style. Now, the emphasis there is a more legible style. Here's an example of it at the top of page 127. Matthew 1:2, genealogy of the patriarchs. Abraham begat Isaac, Isaac begat Jacob, and Jacob begat Judas and his brethren. And you can kind of read that. You can certainly see Abraham. Honestly, it kind of looks like some of your handwriting in class, right? You did not know this, but you were taking part of the Carolingian minuscule. That is the name of this. It became the basis for modern handwriting styles, as well as the Roman typeface. What about it? You think the written language, not written in the sense of print, but do you